All
All right.
right.
We are in.
Like Flynn.
Hey, heroes, welcome in. Today, we got a lot of different questions for you guys and for each other, and we want you guys to all answer them in the comments below. We're going to be going live. It is a new thing for us, so just bear with our awkwardness as we find
Get it
our
figured out.
center.
Yes. So yeah, we like you said, we got some questions with the host for hire. What we really want is for people to get in the comments and let us know what your questions are for us, as well as the questions we
Yes.
have for you and each other.
Because we do not care about each other's questions. Not even a
Generally,
bit.
we know the answers.
Not even a bit. I know this guy for too long. Too long.
Yep. Yep.
I want to get
Yep.
to know you. So talk to us in the comments. We want to hear your answers. We want to hear your questions. Yes, yes.
Could not have said it better myself.
All right, Kyle. How do you want to start this? You want to just hit me?
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. It seems like a good place to
Let's
start.
start where
Uh
the start begins.
All right. What is your favorite animated universe and why?
What is my favorite anime? Right off the top of my head, DC AMU.
It's a good one.
It
It's a good one.
Get people say that it's overhyped. I say a pox on those people.
I say it's underhyped.
Okay. I say it exactly right, Kyle. Underhyped. I cannot stress enough how much better than every piece of live action DC media the DC AMU is
Yes.
in every facet.
As an experience of a whole, especially when it folds into the Tomorrowverse and how it makes it seem like it isn't, but it is, and then it all folds back to what is now the DCU, as far as we can assume.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But that is a top tier. So what's interesting is when I first thought of this, I was thinking of the DCAMU and what other things rival it. And then a few popped into my mind that were like, oh,
Guess
that
like
I
the
didn't really
Spider
think
Verse,
about being
right?
like the Spider-Verse has got to be up there, right?
Gotta
At
be.
least like top 3. For me, it might be the top 1.
Gotta be.
Uh, but also up there is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
Just an incredible world, so unique, so brilliant, and just the way they bring it all together with
original.
Korra. And yeah, that's the key to that as well. It's very original.
Trying to
Steven
think what
Universe is another one. For me, Steven Universe, and for you, I know if anyone out there knows Steven Universe,
get in our comments. You are our
you-
peoples.
yes, yes. Hey guys, we're just answering some questions. Thanks for joining us. Get in the comments. Let us know. Get in the chat. Let
What
us know
is
what
your
your
favorite animated universe and why? We are discussing the DC AMU Steven Universe, the Avatar: The
Avatar.
Last Airbender. That one almost like takes my top spot, like from the
Mm,
DC AMU, like straight up,
yeah.
just like originality, like like conceptually, like nothing's been done like it since or before. Like it's just
And it is very unique. It's so original, like you were saying before. Like that's a tough one to dethrone. Steven Universe might dethrone it for me just because it transcends generations for me, and it teaches such important lessons to people of all ages. Like that one's the only one that really rivals it in my mind. Some
man,
honorable mentions we were just talking about before, Mortal Kombat, the animated universe they're creating that's on
pretty
Max.
dope, pretty dope.
Yeah, those are some pretty good
Um,
ones.
I I want to say something Marvel, but I'm like, I guess like X-Men 97 and like the
Yeah,
X-Men show, and now continuing into the X-Men 97
I
show.
guess
Like,
I guess
it's like a
the
really good blend.
90s the 90s animated universe, because we're kind of talking about the universes, right? So like maybe
Yeah,
the
but those weren't
X-Men.
ever really connected. Like they
No, there were
were
a few
in like there was like
crossover
one
episodes.
episode, you know what I mean? But like those
Yeah,
weren't really like the
fully.
DCAMU, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
no.
like
I don't know. There's quite a few that are really good that we're probably missing. Please, guys,
yeah,
whoever
let us know in the
let us
comments.
know. Yeah, because Yeah, I don't know. There are some really good ones out there, though.
I'm gonna go with Avatar: The Last Airbender. It dethrones the DC AMU for me, just on the on the like the basis of like conceptually, like the originality of it, and then like that's really it. Like those are the two trumping factors that like just like
And I would argue very similarly to the Steven Universe argument is the lessons it teaches along
mm,
the way to people of all ages, and
mm.
in the depth of like the philosophical questions it
Uncle
asks.
Iroh.
Dude,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, no.
oh, here's
Because
a
all these
question.
shows have like the what? Go
Here's a
ahead.
question. Uncle Iroh or Greg?
Garnet. Oh, I thought you were gonna say Garnet.
No, no, no.
Uh,
Greg is the
okay,
Iroh
okay.
equivalent. Garnet's
Well,
also good, but
I was
Greg.
gonna say like Garnet's like
I
the
guess
wise one.
I guess you're right. Like,
Greg
yeah.
is just a loose cannon.
That's true. But he's
Greg
also
provides like a
like
little like nugget of wisdom every now and then. And the
that's
most part, you're like, you're the most irresponsible man. I
You know
love
what's
you.
funny? What's funny is it feels like Iroh's almost a combination of the two, Greg and
Indeed,
Garnet, because he's very chill. He likes his
yes,
tea. He
he's
likes to
good.
chill. He's a
Like
good dude.
yeah,
He's
good in his
caring. He's
heart.
loving. But he's also very philosophical the way that Garnet is. Ah, there's so many good characters in both of those shows.
It's so hard because I was gonna say Uncle Iroh has the moment where he unleashes the fire of, or like what's he called? Man, it's been so long since I've watched it.
Oh,
He's the dragon. Uh, is it the dragon of the? Look it up for me, Kyle. Look it
yep,
up because it's
Uncle
killing me, brother.
Iroh's nickname.
The Dragon of the West. No,
Dragon.
dragon.
And dragons. Dragon of the West, yeah. Dragon
Yes.
is just Dragon of the West, yeah. There
Yeah,
you
we
go.
get to see
Yeah,
at the
where he
end, with like the
unleashes it.
White Lotus, where he like unleashes and like we really get to see like the like power of Uncle Iroh, but also we get Steg at the end of the Steven Universe story, like with the movie. Oh,
Man,
the
that
come
is tough.
see, the come saw. You guys let us know in the comments below who is grander, Uncle Iroh or Gareg.
And if you haven't seen both of these, you're doing
Oh,
yourself a
educate
disservice.
yourselves.
Go watch them immediately because they are both. I don't care that Steven Universe is a kid's show. If you
You
watch
get
all
through
five
it.
seasons, the movie and future, it will change your
Yeah.
perspective on life.
It will just like if you
Okay.
just like you can only come in and say that it's a shitty kids show if you've seen all 5 seasons and the movie. If you can
And
maintain
future.
you're right. If you can maintain your like your thought on it throughout all of that, then I totally accept it. Like,
Yeah,
but
and
I
you
I
need therapy
challenge you. I challenge you to
because you have
be
no
able to
hole. You
do
have a
this.
hole in your heart that is unfillable, and you
It
need to get
needs to
that
be fixed.
fixed.
Must be fixed.
It's such a good show. Both of them, amazing.
All right, Kyle, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. Who do you want to see next in the DCU? So, like, who
Who?
is it that you want to be revealed next? Be it a character that we already know is coming or a character that we don't know is coming. Like, one that hasn't, like,
Mm,
it's not one of the classics, Wonder Woman, like Martian Manhunter, like, what's one that is just like you want to see it?
who I
I have a
want
few in
to
like my
see
mind. Hmm.
is an interesting one. I think because like I don't think we're going to for a long time, if ever. But is Beast Boy.
Beast Boy.
I want to
Interesting.
see a good. The only live action Beast Boy we've ever gotten was in Titans, and it wasn't good. So
We don't
like
talk about.
I think exactly. So I think a really good live action Beast Boy
God, I'm
is
right there with
I
you, man.
want it so
I'm
bad,
actually a
but
little
I know we're not
nervous.
gonna get it anytime soon.
Well,
Teen
I'm
Titans,
nervous
any of them.
because the Teen Titans, is that ever going to even really happen the way we know
Exactly.
it? Because Dick is already Nightwing. Not that
Him.
he isn't,
Mm.
like, you know what I mean? But like, are we going to get Damien on the Teen Titans? You know what I mean?
I didn't even think
Um,
about that. Yeah.
what's that going to be like? Because I also want to see Beast Boy. I want to see him turn into a T-Rex, man, and then a
Yes.
bird, and then a whale,
Like
and
all
then a
wrapped in
gorilla,
one.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, like now we have the technology, I think, to be able to pull it off better
Yeah,
than we ever have before.
yeah.
Which
And
is why I think we have never gotten a good version of him or a version of him really besides the Titans version. I
you
can't
know
think of a
who
single one.
came to my mind right away, and it's like a total opposite of Beast Boy. He's like the cheapest possible character to like bring in instead of like maybe one of the most expensive
Yeah.
possible characters to bring in is the Question. I want to
Mm,
see the Question, man.
mm.
I love that character specifically from the Tomorrowverse, that version of him. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. Get in our comments and like show out for this man because
Yes.
the aura that is dripping off of his shoulders is exquisite. I
Although
want
what
it.
one could argue that at least I don't know if it's just the animated version, but it seemed like spoiler warning for the Tomorrowverse if you haven't watched it in DCAMU, that he might not exist anymore as a character within the realm because
Well,
they
I don't
changed
really
him in
know
that way.
that. I
But I don't
believe
know.
that the thing that happened at the end of the DCAMU or the Tomorrowverse is leading into the DCU.
Well, I don't know if
I
it's
think
leading into the
I'd
DCU,
like it to be
but I think
confirmed.
whatever it
That would
is,
be cool, but
whatever it is leading into is they did confirm it is a solid. It's the solitary thing now that
right, right, right.
everything else no longer exists, and he was a part. He
I just
stayed in
mean
the
in the
place that got
DCU.
erased.
You know, I just want to
Oh
see him
yeah,
in
yeah,
James
yeah.
Gunn's
That's true.
DCU. I
Live
want to see
action,
him
yeah.
in live action, DCU
That'd be pretty
style.
cool.
I think
You
that
know
would
what?
be absolutely
You know
sick.
what I think would be awesome is if it was like a scene between him and Batman, the two detectives, and like kind of Batman
Like I just
almost
want to see him
being.
in like the Justice League like setting. You know, where he's just
Hmm.
there. He's there to like question stuff. He's there to like
Hmm.
keep the Justice League in check almost, you know, like that he asks them the questions that like they don't want to be asked. That like, you know, like he's the one that kind of like in the Tomorrowverse stands on that business. Like no
Yeah.
matter who he's talking to, is it Superman, the Spectre, all of it. I reject you on principle.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like I want to have a character in the DCU that is like almost like incorruptible as he
Yeah.
is. You know?
Hey, if you guys want to jump in the comments, please give us some questions to ask and answer. We want to hear your answers to any questions. We're talking about right now, who do you want to see in the next in the DCU? We also talked about what your favorite animated universes are. Let us know all your answers in the comments. We appreciate
Yes,
you guys stopping in.
indeed. Now, Kyle, I have a little bit of a fun idea that I want to take you on, and you're gonna hate it, but it's a segment that I call "What's Worse," and we're just
Oh,
gonna talk
you
about
know
what's
me.
worse. You know, I'm gonna give you some bad films. I'm gonna give you some good ones, and we're gonna have to decide what's worse between the two. All right? We're gonna go
Hmm.
Marvel. We're gonna do DC, and let's see where we shake out. That goes to everybody watching as well. You guys let us know in the comments your answers to these questions. Cow, right off the bat, what's worse, Thor: Love and Thunder or Morbius? Thor: Love and Thunder. Just
Oh.
gonna cut in Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor: Love and Thunder. Fuck that movie. I'm cutting in my question, my answer. Thor: Love and Thunder.
You know what's interesting is that when I think about it, like there were moments of Thor: Love and Thunder that were good. Jane Foster, for the most part, was good, you know? Um Morbius was so immemorable. I
Yeah,
can't
I see.
think
I'm one
of
of the people that didn't hate Morbius as much as
I
the
just don't
rest.
remember much of it. I've only seen it
Uh,
once. It wasn't very impactful. That's like I don't know. But like
yeah.
while the highs of Thor: Love and Thunder might have been
Morbius
higher,
didn't
the
crush a
lows
character to the ground.
that's what I was gonna
You know
say
what I
is
mean?
that the lows
Morbius
of
didn't take
Thor:
a
Love and Thunder
character
were
and just
much
like
lower.
destroy it to the point of needing retconning in the
Yeah.
next film. You know what I mean? Like he didn't take a character and make him unworthy of Mjolnir, yet have him wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
I hate everything about that movie. I believe that there is not one redeeming quality about Thor: Love and Thunder that outweighs the bad ones. Not even
Oh,
the
no.
cool scenes between him fighting with Gore. Not one. There's nothing. It's an irredeemable film. Fuck.
And I think it has a bigger impact, and I totally respect it because Gore is one of your favorite all-time comic book characters. Like, especially if you're like a
He's just one
huge
of the
fan.
coolest.
And he's also just
Like,
objectively one of the coolest. Like, that is
and they
true.
had Christian the Bale to play him. And
Got
that's the direction that he took. That's the writing that we gave him. That's the film that we put out with Christian the Bale.
a generational actor, quite literally someone
The
who's played
Batman.
he played Batman. He played like Norman Bates was an icon. It's such an iconic role from American Psycho that like it's in the zeitgeist. I don't know. How do you take such a well set up thing and just dump it directly in the
Yeah.
trash? Like
So I'm striking your answer from the record and I'm replacing it with my own, and that goes for all of you as well. All right,
but
Kyle, next on the docket is what was worse, Captain America the First Avenger or X-Men First Class? Which one was worse?
you know
In
what's
my eyes,
interesting?
these are two high-tier films.
Yeah. See, what's
High-tier films.
interesting is that to me it's a very similar comparison to the last two, except at a much higher level.
Right.
The highs of First Class to me are much higher than the First Avenger, but the lows are much lower, specifically Darwin being killed. It's such a low, it's again a destruction of a character.
Yeah.
Exactly. So using your exact argument for Thor Love and Thunder, or a similar.
I will cut you off there and say that is not the same, because Darwin was introduced and destroyed in that movie.
That's true.
Thor has
That's
had
true.
6 movies of character development
That's
that
true.
got destroyed in
Sorry, I
45
meant
minutes
specifically.
of
I meant
Thor: Love and
specific.
Thunder.
That's true. I thought you were talking about Gore originally with
No.
that. No, because I agree, both of those characters were not
Thor
given
was
justice.
destroyed as a character.
Yeah.
He was mangled as a
I don't know
character.
where. I don't know how and where they're gonna go with him.
No.
That's another question. Please let us know, because where do you think they're gonna go with Thor now? Where can they go? They have to bring Love in. Where's Love gonna fit in? Is she gonna be a young Avenger? Why is she how is she gonna be there? And who is it gonna be? How's it gonna work? Because she's an amalgam of 3 different comic book characters.
If you like the Love character, because I would like to argue with you until my face turns blue. Because I need to know someone who enjoys it their perspective, so that I can argue with you until I die.
Yeah. But going along with First Class and First Avenger, I think I'm gonna say the film that's worse, it's really tough, is probably gonna be First Class.
I agree.
Just because it was also one of that.
No,
That's
gotta
so tough.
disagree.
No, yeah, I
Because
can't. I don't.
here's
I might just
why
disagree
I
with
just
myself.
disagreed. Here's why I just disagreed. There's one scene in specific that makes me disagree, and it's the scene where Charles is training all of them to their full, well, not to their full potential, but to reach their available potentials.
Yeah, to figure out
Specifically the one with Magneto, where he's having him move the satellite.
disc. Yeah, the satellite. Yeah.
Wow, that is like a just top 10 scene. Of
That's true.
the memories of Magneto's family, having dinner together, and then the bullet killing his mom, the place between rage and serenity. It's so unbelievably good.
You're right. The dialogue
So unbelievably
the
good.
dialogue writing of that movie puts it above it. I agree. You flipped me. There's not just the
I love the
montage,
first
training and
Avenger, but
action.
there's just that little bit there. It's one of my favorite moments in any comic book movie. It's just so freaking good.
Yeah.
Specifically with the character of Magneto, who's so enveloped in this emotional turmoil. That the way Charles unlocks his power is so beautiful to me. So beautiful.
It's much more of a journey. It's much more of a ride. It feels like there's a lot more ups, downs, a lot more. There's just more to it than the first.
But I will say that it does have one of the lowest lows in all comic book films, which is killing the unkillable man.
Why have him there? Write someone else in. Anyone else.
Rage. There's a part of me that thinks that it's for this, so that it's 15 years later and we're still How dare
Yeah,
you? Like,
but other than like for the most part, all you see people talk about that movie is
is
that at this
positives.
point. So, well, it was positives or that.
Right.
You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Mhm.
Like it's
Right.
either you see positives, but most of the time,
100%.
if you see anything about it, it's going
It's
to
dark.
be about the
Mhm.
Darwin issue.
Mhm.
So, like, while people are still talking about it, it's the
Yeah, so let us
negative
know if you
thing.
agree with that, actually. Do you think
Yeah.
that First Class is better than First Avenger, or do you think it is the other way around? Let us know. All right,
Yes.
Kyle. We're gonna go back to shitty ones. Secret Invasion or Echo?
Man, these are hard. This one's not so hard. Secret Invasion to me is way worse. Like this
I,
one,
I,
this one,
I I wanted to add a little drama. There's a
yeah.
lot of people that hate Echo. I'm not one of them. I've only seen it once, to be fair, but I enjoyed it on my
Mhm.
first like watch through. She's not a character I know a whole ton about, so like any deviations that they made from her from the comics, like didn't really hit me as like
Yeah.
egregious, you know. Um,
Or at
Secret
all.
Invasion though, the Super Skrulls fight at the end, that's
Ugh,
egregious.
that was
Like
bad. And okay, my
that's
big
one of the
thing is
worst
that
things in all of the MCU, in my opinion.
the the CGI was really poorly done. It really like the choices of characters they chose to use really bad. The choice of like the Super Scroll itself being Amelia, like that was just Amelia
Well, I was
Clark.
just about
That
to
was
say,
just
introducing Gaia to us and then having us supposed to care about her within 5 episodes to the point where we want her to be our new strongest character in all of the MCU is banana sandwiches.
yeah,
It's just how I can't even think I can't imagine how that made it out of the cutting room floor. That like that people would respond to that in any way, shape, or form other than negative.
yeah.
Like, it's just crazy to me.
And like I don't
They're
know,
like, "She's actually everything."
why
And
can't the
now you love
Super
her.
Scroll look like Super Scroll? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, why does it
yeah,
have to be a humanoid person? Why
yeah,
can't we just have someone
yeah,
look like a Super
yeah,
Scroll?
and I mean, like,
Like,
the villain went more into the Super Skrull, like, look, but even then, like, he was, like I thought he was a good villain, but, like, when it came to that last fight, it was
ugh.
just so bad, bro. Like, it
It
was just,
took
like, he's, like, this, like, experienced, like, military, like, has been, like, working with Fury for since, like, the Miss Marvel days, and then it's just,
Mhm,
like, Gaia, who whooping his ass.
with no competition. Like, I don't know. It felt like that one was like building up a little bit, but it wasn't even at its like build up point at the top of the build up. It was still like a little above mid tier, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
like,
for Secret
especially because like,
Invasion.
the
And then it
show,
just tanked at the end.
when it came out, it was kinda like using the guys that, like, "Oh my god, like, who has been Skrulls?" Like, this
Yeah.
mystery, like, there's people who have been Skrulls
And
all
it's gonna
along,
turn
all
out
along,
all
all along.
people are
It was
scrolls and
just Rhodey
that's it.
and, like, Everett Ross. Just
Yeah.
2 characters, one who actually matters.
Yep.
Like
Like I remember like leading up to that, us speculating, being like, "Oh, is it gonna be like Maria Hill,
like Nick Fury,
like
and they
Nick
did the whole
Fury?"
twist with
Like,
Maria Hill when they, like, did her perspective and, like, she was gonna and then she just gets shot and dies and is
yeah,
actually Maria Hill.
it was dumb.
It's
It was dumb.
terrible, dude, I
It
hate that
was
show.
it
Let us know
wasn't
if you
actually
agree
too
in the
bad.
comments.
Yeah, and I mean Kingpin and Echo, and like there was just so many performances in Echo that made it
For
so much
for
better.
me,
For
and,
me, it's
like,
one of the best. It's one of the better shows of recent. Like I don't know, I enjoyed
I
Echo.
really enjoy sign language in films, in stories, and stuff where they, like, tell like, one of the really cool things to me in Echo was the way they depicted her, like, when they would switch to her perspective, that everything would go silent.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, even for the audience, like, just that there's, like, no sound when it's, like, on her perspective. I just find that to be super enjoyable. I love that, like, storytelling medium. So, like, I think that puts Echo a little, like, up higher for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but these are all good questions, good questions. Kyle, let's hop over to DC, shall we? Let's hop over to
Yes.
DC and let's talk a little relevance. Do you think, Kyle, which one is worse? The Man of Steel or Superman, James Gunn's Superman? Let's just get it right out of the way. What's worse?
You dare? You dare. Okay, you know how I feel. Just a few months ago, leading up to Superman, We wanted to do some Man of Steel DCEU stuff leading up to the beginning of the DCUs right after Creature Commandos. We wanted to talk about it, right? So we started talking about it and we decided let's watch Man of Steel again.
It had been a long time.
I forgot how bad I thought that
I
movie was
remembered
good.
it good.
I thought that movie was good. I
Yeah.
was convinced. I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's watch Man of Steel. And 30 minutes in, I was just slack jawed and could not believe at any point in my life I enjoyed this movie. It
Yeah.
is so unbelievably bad, and I cannot believe it spawned. We were so desperate. We were so because of the MCU, we so badly wanted a
Wanted
DC
yes.
equivalent that we just latched on and glommed on to the worst. You talk about Thor, Love and Thunder destroying a character.
Woo!
Superman has been a completely just in the zeitgeist in people's minds. They think he's a dark, edgy,
Gritty,
super powered, just a horrible hero. Man of Steel is a terrible superhero. Man of Steel is not a superhero. He's not. He doesn't know how to be a superhero. His dad, his moral guiding light, his Uncle Ben, his Jonathan Kent. Let the bus full of kids die. Who cares? Like, are you kidding me? How disrespectful.
Preach.
So needless to say, Superman is better than Man of Steel. Man of Steel is worse.
So yeah, James Gunn's Superman, worst movie of all time.
So all that to say, James Gunn's 2025 Superman is trash. Man of Steel for life.
All right, that was an easy one. Hopefully,
Yeah.
that was an easy one for all of you as well. All
If
right,
it
now we're
wasn't,
gonna get
please
into
let
something
us
a little
know.
more intense, Kyle. The Flash or Wonder Woman 84?
Flash. Oh,
What
okay.
was
Hang on.
worse?
Whoa. Ooh, you caught me off guard. I was ready. I was ready to just whatever
You
it
came
was
off the hip.
Flash. Like,
Yeah,
but that is bad. I'm gonna go with Flash because my expectations for it were higher.
okay.
Mainly
I
because
am actually very much the opposite. Where I felt like my expectations for Wonder Woman 84 were really up high because of Wonder Woman.
the
The
first one
first
being
one
really good.
was
Yeah.
so good. So I guess like
Mhm.
maybe my expectations weren't super high for the film, but when I saw it, my like disappointment was like from a higher like story. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yep.
it is is that make
See,
sense?
that makes sense to me. Probably not to anyone else out there, but it makes sense
Yeah,
to
you
me.
know the subtleties of my idiocracy very well.
But I would so in my mind, for me, it actually what's interesting is those movies kind of almost ruined trailers for me a little bit. I stopped trusting
Mm.
trailers as much because the Wonder Woman 84 trailer made it look like it lowered my expectations because like you had said, after Wonder Woman, the first one, I did have high expectations. Then the trailer came out and I was like, oof. I didn't like the wings, like the suit that she had, but like they showed that in the trailer. I was like, that looks really cheesy. Like that looks too much like gaudy, like
Yeah.
not Wonder Woman. And
Maxwell Lord in that movie, dude. Oh
awful,
my god.
awful. But see,
Oh
like
my
even just
god.
from the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, that tempered my expectations. But the trailer of The Flash got me really excited because they showed Keaton. They didn't show any of the terrible CGI. Like there was none of the all of the worst parts weren't in the trailer.
You didn't
Eh,
like Barry's
Like
floating head or the
the
babies?
babies, babies in microwaves.
No
Unbelievably
wrong
terrible.
answers with that one. It's just bad all around. just
Yeah, those both.
bad.
But I will say that I still think that like my expectations for Flash were higher because of the trailer
Yeah,
compared to
I
Wonder
I
Woman.
100% feel that.
So I
That's like
think that was
something
a
that
more
kind of like
what's interesting
Multiverse
is
of Madness suffered from a little bit too. You know, where like
yeah,
there was such high anticipation,
so
but
many
the movie got
rumors
made
and so many
worse because of
things
it. You know?
that they leaked and that they hinted at and that they made seem like was going to be in the movie.
Oh, the Flash, dude, the run.
I don't get it. Why did they think that looked good? In what universe does that look good?
Like, can you just imagine? Like, it's gotta be you're just saving feelings. You know what I mean? Like, cause you're just shooting that, and then like, and he's like, "Hey, I like, can I do it like this? I think it's
This
gonna be
looks
right like this."
cool, right?
And you're
And
just
they're
like,
like, "No, that looks terrible." And you know what's funny is someone along the way wrote in the joke about him trying to run with no speed. Do you remember that where he like
Yeah, that's what I'm
takes up
talking
running
about.
and he's
That's
running
what
in
I'm
a circle?
talking
He
about.
looks
Yeah,
unbelievably stupid.
yeah, that's
They
the part I'm
know
talking
he
about.
looks stupid. Like
It's
they had to,
unbelievably.
it's so dumb they had to address it. Why make it that way? Why make it so dumb that you have to address it? Just make it cool.
Keaton was the best part of that movie.
And by far, by and far.
Like,
Like no
yeah,
contest. Without Keaton, that movie would be a 0. Like
yeah, a negative.
yeah,
Yeah,
truly.
and
Uh,
I guess in that sense, I'll switch over and agree with you that Flash was worse. Because
yeah,
like,
I don't know.
if
It's tough.
it's just an
It's a
amalgam of
mess.
bad. We'll just forget about it. Forget about that question. I'm sorry. You know what? That's on me. Let's get
We're getting
back to a more
we're getting a lot of
introspective one, Kyle.
negativity in here.
I'm gonna put our two against each other here in the sense of what our favorite DC shows were back in the day. So what was worse, Kyle? Because they're both bad. And we have to come to grips.
I
Was it
refuse.
the
I know what you're gonna
Arrowverse
say. I
or
don't want to hear it.
Smallville?
They're both
What was
bad,
worse?
and no, they're both great. All right, fuck you. I hate everyone. They were written well. The longevity wasn't a problem. Neither of them went too long. didn't have they didn't have enough spin-offs. Arrowverse.
Yeah, the Arrowverse, not enough spin-offs. Yeah, yeah. The Smallville had too much funding. You know, like,
Oh my god, that's good. The fact that they didn't ever wear his suit and he still wore a leather version
it's
of
one of
his
my
suit.
favorite things.
It's so good. He looked like a biker version, like of Superman.
God,
Excellent
I hate
choices.
that scene so much in
Uh,
like the bar where he's just like this like hopped up
oh,
like hot
he's got
head
the
like
when
yes,
he's got the
dude.
black, yeah, the
Yes, bro.
black trench coat
Yes, dude. I
and the
hate
black
that
shoe.
scene so much, dude.
Those were the dark times, literally.
God.
But then
Let
it
us
didn't get
know in
better.
the comments what you think was worse, the Arrowverse or Smallville. By golly, is there no right answer for this?
I personally think it's
Because they
probably
both have great
small.
moments too.
They do have great moments. Like, for instance, certain dialogue between Lex Luthor and Clark Kent in Smallville is some of the best Lex Luthor Clark Kent dialogue that we've ever seen. That's in my opinion. I think that the interactions between them, we haven't had very many. That's like besides animated, that's where we've seen the vast
Right.
majority of their interactions. That's the reality is
Mhm.
we don't see them interact that much
Yeah.
other than that. So I
Mhm.
think that is where the real upside of Smallville
Yeah,
is those
I agree
interactions.
with that.
Lionel Luthor being a character in that show, like an actual character that gets developed and is played by
Dave Bautista, Doomsday.
well, he was I actually who he wasn't Doomsday. He did
Oh, I
play
thought he was
someone though.
Doomsday.
No, he
Oh, am I dumb?
Smallville. He played like a small character. The Freak of the Week is what they called him.
Uh,
Aldar was his name.
oh, why did I think he played
Yeah.
Doomsday?
No, I think no, I'm thinking of bu- 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 Bizarro. Bizarro was in it, and it was like a weird fractured version of Tom Welling. Um, but Doomsday was in it as well in like season 9 or something, like near the end of it.
Yikes.
And it was bad. It was just a giant suit, and it looked
Yeah, I mean, like
real.
for the Arrowverse, the only real redeeming quality to it is that it's like, I guess the only thing you can say that it's factual and also not right is that it's the best Green Arrow we've gotten to see because it's the only one we've gotten to see.
That makes me sad. Because
Like,
the fact that that's a factual statement makes me very sad.
actually, to go back to our other question that we were talking about at the top of the episode, is what character do you want to be revealed next in the DCU?
Oh,
Give me a dope ass Green Arrow, man. Give me these powerless characters that are so on the peak of their capabilities that they can be toe to toe with the
got with
powered ones.
with
You know?
gods and monsters. Like this is like
Yes.
a chapter 1
Mhm.
gods and monsters. You know what I mean? Like with these it's I'm worried they're going to suffer from the MCU issue of their depowered or non-powered characters being useless to the
Useless.
point of they become jokes. Like
I
Black
hope
Widow
that
and
that's something
Hawkeye.
that they kind of took as like a lesson from the MCU to not
Mhm.
do, right? That like
Yeah.
they have like I always say this, like, Batman doesn't have superpowers in our minds, but, like, when you're the writer and you're writing him, he is super you have to write him as a supernatural character. The things that he does is on supernatural standings. You know, like, a good example is in the DCAMU when he's having the fight with Superman. Like,
Mhm.
realistically, he should just be standing there as Superman just beats him to
Hits him once
a
and kills
leathery
him.
pulp.
He can't react in
But he's
time.
reacting with time, and he's dodging, and all these things,
He
like,
should never be able
all
to
of
do
that is
that.
outside
Exactly.
of what a human can do. But,
Mhm.
like, my favorite versions of Batman is when he's doing supernatural crazy stuff, and then we're told to as the audience that he's just a human. You know, like,
Mhm.
that to me is, like, what I wanna see out of, like, Green Arrow and stuff. I wanna see him, like you said, like, standing toe to toe to, like, Solomon Grundy, with
You know
no
what's
powers.
you know what I think a great way to depict that is to in the moment show them, and they've done this in the DCAMU, they've done this in a lot of the animated things, of the past, is where they show him, like you said, standing toe to toe with these superpowered beings, sometimes beating them, and then immediately after collapsing or barely
Yeah,
being
and
able
just
to
like,
breathe or walk.
oh, like, just
And,
seeing
like,
his body, and
the
just seeing
adr
his
like, the
people.
adrenaline fade out and, like, you just see him, like, that he was B plus ultra, that he went
Yeah,
plus ultra
yeah.
because he is a
That would
normal
actually be
human.
sick to see. You know who that would be, like, my favorite thing to see on is with somebody like Wildcat.
Mm,
Where
that's a
you
good
just
one.
see him, like, just, like, go, like, to this, like, crazy level and then, like, see him afterwards where he can't move, he can't, like,
Yeah, where he's
open his
just
hands,
collapsed on the ground.
like, just in, like,
Just
horrible pain.
yeah.
That would be really cool.
I think
Like,
that's a good
that would
way
be
to
really cool.
depict those characters as
Yeah.
human, but also like, wow, they are so badass because like these other people with powers, they don't have to push themselves to beyond their limits to
Mhm.
even compete, whereas all of these
Good
other
point.
people need to. And to depict that, I think is important. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that would be sick. Let us know in the comments. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Which one of all these movies that we talked about was worse? Talk to us all. We appreciate every single one of you that came in and joined us. The few of you that it may have been, you guys are our gems. May our gem collection one day grow grander.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your
Tell your
kids, tell your
friends.
moms. We're trying to get to everybody out here. So we do appreciate you guys stopping in. We will catch you with the next episode. We'll be releasing them Friday, Saturday, and then a Monday night live every week.
Be
So
here
make
with
sure you
us,
join us
or we
every
will be
week,
here.
Monday. Yes, we do appreciate you, and we'll see you there.